After the terror that reigned Britain yesterday, in which an innocent man who was just walking his dog was butchered on the streets by an Afghan migrant. Sickening. And yet, people are angry. People are fearful. And people like you and I have had enough. It's time to take back our country. And that's exactly what Elon Musk and others are imploring the people of Britain and across Europe to do. This is just not Britain now. This is many countries in Europe. And if you are from another country and you feel the same, then let me know. Because this is now the tide, the change that is needed. Sometimes you have to sit back and think enough is enough. Welcome back to True Brit Media. I hope you're well. This is the channel where we're here to speak the truth, expose the truth, and live the truth. And the truth is here, right in front of us. That if we continue to be sheep, to sit there and just nod our heads to our government, we're going to see daily scenes of what we witnessed yesterday in Uxbridge. It's become the norm, and we cannot accept that. The moment we see these headlines in the news and just shake our head and think another one is where you know your country has lost its grips. And now that's why people are calling for us to take it back. If you love your country, then hit that subscribe button. If you want borders closed and you want mass deportation, then smash that like button and get in the comments and let me know if you're with me and what we need to do and how we must listen to Elon Musk to take our country back. So let's get right into it. This is what Elon Musk said yesterday into last night, and this is some of the political commentary that comes from it. And this is a very Elon Musk way of saying it, okay? And this is in response. He looked at Tommy Robinson's tweet yesterday, which showed the brutal butchering on our street. And Elon Musk said this: when J.R. Tolkien wrote about the hobbits, he was referring to the gentle folk of the English Shires, who didn't realize the horrors that took place far away. They were able to live their lives in peace and tranquility, but only because they were protected by the hard men of Gondor. What happened to the nice man who was brutally murdered while walking his dog will happen to all of England if the tide of illegal immigration is not turned. It is time for the English to ally with the hard men, like Tommy Robinson, and fight for their survival, or they shall surely all die. And I think that's, a very powerful, emotive stance from Elon Musk. And obviously the owner of the biggest social media platform in X, and the ability to have the freedom of free speech. Elon is saying what others are too scared to say, who are in that position like him, who have that global voice. Now, whether you agree with Tommy Robinson or not, whether you want to ally with him or not, what he's saying is all folk who stand for mass deportation, of shutting our borders, of making and getting back control, have to come together. And it's just not that. It's just not that. People have not just stopped on Elon Musk, because, again, when Elon Musk speaks, it does cause a lot of attention. Have a look at this rounding from another political commentator who I think says a really well-described summary of all of this. Mario Northall says this. He says, is civil war in Britain unavoidable? Elon says it's inevitable. And for once, the man who shot a car into space and saved free speech by buying Twitter might not be wrong. Britain isn't headed towards civil war because people are racist or bigoted or paranoid. It's because they've been lied to again and again and again. And now they're done pretending everything's fine. Here's the setup. Illegal immigration is through the roof. Thousands arrive via small boats with no documents, no vetting, no plans. They're housed in hotels at taxpayers' expense, nice ones too, while Brits sleep in cars, sofa surf, or language on council waitlists that stretch into eternity. And if you dare question any of it, the entire establishment pounces. How dare you? But the truth's leaking out like a dinghy with a hole. People are being assaulted. Not by all migrants, of course not. But when you bring in tens of thousands without knowing who they are, some will be predators. And that risk, however small per capita, explodes in the aggregate. But pointing that out, instant cancellation. Or worse, now they're talking criminal charges under the Online Safety Act for hate speech. Translation, disagree with the narrative and we'll shut you up. People are being told it's their moral duty to fit the bill, shut their mouths and smile while the country unravels. And to make that compliance seamless, here comes the next brilliant idea: digital ID. Yes, nothing says freedom like having your identity, online speech, and financial access tethered to a government app, for security. Just like every authoritarian regime in history said before things got really fun. Brits aren't stupid. They see the social contract being rewritten in real time. We import chaos, you pay for it. We erase your speech, you clap. We lose control, you take the blame. It's 1984, except this time Winston Smith doesn't even get the dignity of a telescreen, just a suspended social media account and a digital ID linked to his energy bill. And the government, they wag their fingers at far-right extremists while spending billions to warehouse strangers from who knows where with no plan to send them back. Deportations are a joke. The backlog of asylum claims is a national embarrassment, but don't worry, someone's just launched another task force. Maybe they'll have matching lanyards. People have had enough, not of immigrants per se, but of being gaslit by a political class that thinks they're too stupid or too scared to notice they're obvious. And when you push a population to the edge, tell them to shut up, fork over, and enjoy the ride. Eventually, they push back hard. Is civil war inevitable? Hopefully not. But civic trust is cratering, speech is being criminalised, identity is being digitised, and reality is being denied. At some point, the British public stops asking politely and starts asking furiously. And when that day comes, no amount of fact-checking or PR spin will stop the blowback. The elites lit the fuse, the people are just waiting to see how long it burns. I think that's an incredible summary of what's going on. And I think that part, the one part that actually strikes me is that part of, I think the government think we're stupid. I actually think they think we're cowards, fearless, sheep, and they think we're just going to sit there and accept this. Now, again, it's very easy to, oh, what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to show you some of the action that is taking place today, some of the ways that you can do something about it. But ultimately, the one thing that, Elon is saying and fighting back in civil war and unrest is we don't want to have to go to those strengths. We don't want to have to take action physically. We don't want to have to go toe to toe with what's going on. But if words don't work, if protests don't work, if boycotting doesn't work, then that would be the last resort. And this is what people are scared of. You have to make a choice soon in life, and that's where it's going to go down. And again, I'll go back to someone like Tommy Robinson. He has basically sacrificed his life, his family, for the purpose of doing what he believes in, what he stands for. And he knows that he is inevitably going to end up in prison again and again and again. He knows that, but he still continues to fight. And Elon Musk, if you didn't know, funded his last court case. Elon Musk actually funded the legal fees. And I find that fascinating that someone like Elon Musk, who is so invested in this freedom of speech idea, so invested in helping the British people. So again, we go to the title: is civil war in Britain unavoidable? In an ideal unicorn, fairies, rainbow planet, yes, we'd love to avoid it. But if we put our thinking hats on, if we raise our shoulders, if we don't fear, then we know that the answer is, like Elon, that it's inevitable. So events like yesterday do trigger us. Events like yesterday make you angry. And if you're not angry from what happened yesterday, then I've got to question what will make you angry. And so even little things like this that I'm about to show you, a little protest that is being arranged. Now, it was last minute. It was decided yesterday. This woman decided to arrange a little protest in front of Downing Street. Now, again, people go, well, this will do nothing. But it's a start again. Patriots have organised an emergency protest outside 10 Downing Street. This is in response to the senseless murder of Wayne Broadhurst by an Afghan migrant last night in Uxbridge. If you can, please be there and share this post. And there it is. And that poster, you can see here, an innocent man died because he took his dog for a walk. They need to be held accountable for what happened today. 12 p.m. outside 10 Downing Street. Now, again, whether that gets a few people, whether it gets a load of people, it's a start. It's a movement. It's people saying, here's the first step. And you have to lay down that first stone. You have to lay down that first stone to build that palace, to build that mansion, to build that safety. And we are laying down the stones, but we need to do it quick. We need to do it fast. And every day it goes on where we haven't resolved this issue puts our people, our children, all of us at risk of seeing what just happened yesterday on the streets. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and get in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm out of here. Ta-da.